Hey y'all, this is Angie with Center Stage Magazine. I'm here at CRS with Glen Templeton. We're going to talk a little bit about his music. I'm really excited about the whole Conway Twitty thing because I love some Conway.
I'm doing wonderful, Angie. Thank you for having me.
So I hear that you didn't choose country music chose you. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Country music is something that I've done a lot of jobs in my life. I've had a lot of jobs. I've had probably, I've said this before, 10 or 11 jobs in my life. And out of them 10, 11 jobs, I've been fired about 10, 11 times. And but you know what? It's always been because of music, and my love and passion for music has always been the reason why I always go back. Like, it's always called my name. I've done everything from, I've worked on cars, I have roofed houses, I've built houses, I've wired houses, I've been in construction, I've ran heavy equipment, I've even pumped septic tanks for livelihood before. But out of all these things that I've done, there was always this calling back of music that I couldn't refuse. You know, there's some things that you just can't say no to, and music was one of those things. It just kept calling my name, and so I started entering like open mic night contests, and I was playing while I was working at a local Chevrolet dealership in my hometown of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Alabama, and when I was working there, I was entering these open mic nights and contests, and I started winning contests, and then I started getting invited back to more and more. And so music just kind of started taking more. When I was looking at the pay stubs at the end, I was like, man, this is my pay stub from my regular job, and this is
From your 40-hour job to your, 3 hours?
to my, or maybe 6 hours of party time over here. And I'm making as much of a living over here as I am doing something that I love, as opposed to having to wake up early in the morning and go to a day job. And so music at that point started to play a different role for me. And my father was a musician. My entire family was just musically inclined. And my dad was an artist back in the late 1970s and early 80s, released a song called California out to radio. And so when he returned from Vietnam, he was our hometown hero, our local celebrity, and everybody. I always saw how people really
Thank him for the service.
Yet every day. I don't hold the honor of serving, but in his memory and in light of everyone else, all the men and women who serve and fight for our country, I do what I can do to bring awareness to how much we need to appreciate that on a daily basis. So thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Amen to that.
Right on. And so when my dad returned, he was playing like local clubs and nightclubs, and he was also, in a gospel quartet band. And so he was the biggest musical inspiration in my life, other than the good Lord above. What young man doesn't want to follow in the footsteps of his dad when he sees how much joy he brings to other people through music? And so I wanted to follow in those footsteps. I had an opportunity to follow in the footsteps. And so there again, music just started to take on even a heavier role. And I got an offer to move to Nashville 17 years ago. I moved into this town. And I've been offered so many positions, and I've had so many opportunities to record songs. I've had number ones on the radio, number 3 song on the radio, number 8 songs on the radio, and more and more fans that I've developed over time. And it is quite rewarding to have had music chose me, rather than to go, it is a dream, but dreams will remain dreams unless we create a reality out of them. And I'm so fortunate to have been afforded the opportunity to create a reality out of this.
God and destiny will lead you where you're supposed to be.
When I used to pray, I used to sit on the edge of my bed, and I dreamed and I'd pray of being able to entertain crowds. Maybe, the first time I picked up a guitar was when I was 14 years old, and I was like, man, I would love to do this at some point, and just be able to, and you see people like, George Strait and, Conway Twitty, who are some of our, those, and George Jones and Merle Haggard and Vern Gosdin, guys who are instrumental voices and are the reasons why I moved to this town, and I made a decision having the opportunity to move here. I said, why not? I mean, people who are so instrumental in music, those sounds that I love, those are the reasons why I'm still here today, and because fans love those sounds so much, and I'm grateful.
It's coming back. It's that music, that genre of music is coming back.
So I believe that, and I also believe that it'll come back to where it's supposed to be, and one can only hope he can be a part of the ride and pray to be a part of the ride. And you know, the thing about when I say I pray about it is I pray that I can be able to accept it, and I pray that it just helps somebody else. What I get to share, my God-given talent, what I get to share, other people can share it as well. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. And if you don't think prayer works, just pray until it does.
I like that. That's great. That was a great one. Well, I want to say one last thing to tell me a little bit about the Conway. Okay. What happened? You were hand-selected to be Conway to play in his part?
Right. So back as 2008, I was hand-selected by the family of Conway to play Conway in a touring musical. And that lasted for a couple of years, but I got to sing some of the best, what I feel like, country music for its era that the human ear has ever heard. And being selected, there was a big role, big shoes to fill, because he was so, again, instrumental in the country music. I mean, he was such a staple for country music. And, he was an icon of someone like me. But he, his songs were songs of passion. You heard the passion in everything that he done. And I think it was a way for me to honor what the legacy that my dad was so inspiring through, and also honor a legacy which we feel like Conway left this world way too early, but I felt like it was a part of me that I could really carry on that legacy, in both regards, and then
proud of, seems to be very proud of,
and grateful for, but then it also, that was a platform for me to begin my own journey as an artist, and it led me to more songs and more recordings, and actually being able to write songs that are true to who I am. And so all these inspirations have created what today is, what my music is today, which is a brand new single that we have coming out called Run With Me, which is kind of like it's like a wild side of life, kind of, we all are who we are because we've been where we've been. And it's a song that I feel like every listener who listens to it can apply their lives to, whether they've lived that way or they understand that is a way of life. We can all apply our lives to it. And it's just about, hang on tight. I mean, because this is a long road, and it's not about the fight you win, it's about the fight you fight.
That's awesome. Great. Well, thank you so much for the interview. Nice to meet you. And guys, y'all keep up with him. He's going far.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into our coverage of CRS 50. Special thanks to the Cosmo Cowgirl for the fun wardrobe she provided. For more clothes, you can find them at facebook.com/thecosmocowgirl. You are going to love them. Be sure to check out facebook.com/centerstagemag every Monday at 4 p.m. Central for Center Stage Live at the 615 Hideaway, where we bring you live music and fun interviews. For more artist coverage, please check us out at centerstagemag.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media at the following links.